30 years ago, it was a hit song for Cyndi Lauper. But this next tune seems to sum up a current controversy for Hillary Clinton. Oh, maybe she's right. Cyndi Lauper is right. Money does change you. Or perhaps if you're Hillary Clinton, it really depends on how you make your millions. In an interview with the Guardian newspaper, Clinton said despite her enormous wealth, she is not part of the problem when it comes to income inequality. Clinton said, quote, "But they don't see me as part of the problem because we pay ordinary income tax, unlike a lot of people who are truly well off, not to name names, and we've done it through the dint of hard work." Now, this comment comes on the heels of another head scratcher. It wasn't long ago Clinton told ABC she and Bill Clinton were dead broke when they left the White House.
We came out of the White House not only dead broke, but in debt. We had no money when we got there, and we struggled to piece together the resources for mortgages, for houses, for Chelsea's education.
A thought from my op-ed on this subject on CNN.com, quote, "Wouldn't it have been grand if Clinton had simply said, 'I worked hard, yes, but I've been blessed for so many years. I can't say I totally understand your life, but having been there once, I promise you I'll try.' Wouldn't that have been simple and much more honest? Because let's face it, money does change everything. Let's talk about that. Salim Firth is a senior policy analyst and macroeconomist for the Heritage Foundation. Jason Johnson is a contributor for HLN and political science professor at Hiram College. Welcome to both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning. Okay, so Salim, I'm gonna ask you the big question. Does money change everything?
So people in power are always going to be able to find people with money who are willing to make a deal. And that's why power is dangerous. So as long as we have an executive who can regulate the entire economy at will,
no, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you that if you become wealthy, does it change you? Does money change you as a person?
I don't know. I've never been rich, but I do think the comments that you read at the beginning of this segment are a really frightening window into this idea that income inequality is a problem, but not my income. It's always there's someone richer than me and they're the one who's the problem. That's frightening when that's coming from a person who's been in a position of a great deal of power as Secretary of State.
Okay, so Salim is coming at this from a purely political angle, and that's fine. It's fine. I just want to get to the root of this question. So, Jason, I will ask you this question. Does money change you? Even if you come from a humble background, if you become wealthy, does it change you?
Yeah, I'm less Cyndi Lauper. I'm more Diddy, more money, more problems. Okay, when you make a lot of money, of course it's going to change you. There are things you can do. There's the amount of money you have where you don't have to worry about working. There's the amount of money you can have where you can tell everybody to leave you alone. It fundamentally changes you as a person. Now, whether that makes you qualified or changes how well you can do your job as a politician is completely different. The thing about Hillary Clinton is she's been rich for so long, and we're so used to her being rich for so long, I'm not surprised she's going to make comments like this. I'm waiting for her to say something similar to Mitt Romney's 47%. So money changes you, but it doesn't mean you can't be elected president.
No, we have many wealthy politicians in this country. So, Salim, I'm going to torture you with another question about whether money can change you. Let's say you won the lottery tomorrow and you became a millionaire. Do you think that the money would change you instantly? Would it take some time? Would your friends treat you differently?
I do think your friends would treat you differently. And sadly, what we see from lottery winners is they end up no happier and 5 or 10 years later, no wealthier than they started. I honestly think you need to take a humble attitude when you have been blessed. I think your op-ed comment was correct. If you acknowledge that you are rich, that you have been blessed, you're more likely to take a sober view. And if you don't let it change you, if you don't say, well, my circumstances have changed and I need to treat the world differently and I need to acknowledge that I'm not dealing with the struggles that ordinary people are dealing with, you're going to make comments like Romney's comments or Clinton's comments. And that is unfortunate. I don't want to see our politicians of either party coming at power with the attitude that oh, I'm poor, I need to somehow make this work for me, when they're really not by any reasonable standard that we have.
Salim, I could not agree more. So, Jason, a question for you. If politicians, wealthy politicians, really wanted to prove that they understood the middle class, perhaps they should do what Senator Robert Graham did years ago, in 1977 to be exact. For 100 days, Senator Graham worked a different job, everything from driving a truck to changing bedpans to teaching a class. I think that would be a great idea, don't you?
I think it's great. It's that sort of Morgan Spurlock thing where you take the regular job of regular people. But here's what politicians could really do, and Republicans and Democrats could do to really show that they care about regular middle-class people. They could listen. They could actually listen to what regular people tell them all the time, which is we want more affordable health care, and we want improvements in minimum wage, and we want greater job protection. I don't care if you come out of billions of dollars. Americans have never had a problem with rich people. We love Mark Cuban. We love Bill Gates. We love John Schnatter, who runs Papa John's. The only time we have a problem with your wealth is when you stop listening. And there have been plenty of very wealthy politicians and very wealthy people who've been able to demonstrate that despite being born with a silver spoon in their mouth, they were still able to connect with regular people. And there are politicians who came from nothing who didn't listen to a darn thing that regular voters said once they got into office. So you can take the jobs, but really, I'd rather you just listen.
Jason Johnson, Salim Firth, thanks for the discussion. I appreciate it. And if all of you would like to read my op-ed, Money Changes Everything, go to CNN.com and scroll down to the opinion section. I'll be right back.